Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome. Hi, Esther. Hi, Jennifer. Nice to see you both.
Hello.
How's everything been going for you both? Anyone like to share a win? Is it working well? What they'd like support on?
Well, making all my barrettes out. I get a haircut tomorrow, thank goodness. I just like to say it kind of has moved me from not being able to do anything to getting things done.
Excellent.
And I broke through that depression.
Right. Yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant win. I love that. Hi, Sherry. Welcome.
Long time no see.
Couple of days. So today's call, this is a hot seat call. So Brittany's not able to do these ones anymore. So it's just going to be between myself and Sally will be doing them. So this is a call you can ask questions and we can do some tapping just to see, we'll see what the group would like. We can get a feel for what everybody's going through and we can decide on a technique. I've got a few options for us. But I'd love to hear a little bit more about what's coming up for everybody. Please share some wins to start with and ask a question, and then it maybe is something that you'd like support with, and maybe that will be what other people need support with also. So just welcome to go off mute now. You don't have to share. But I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what's maybe anything that's going on for you right now, what's most alive.
All right, since I'm not muted, I'll share.
Yeah, go for it. Good. Yeah.
So so this year my theme is health revolution. I do this, like a theme, and I wanted to my blood work showed, like, I feel pretty good. I'm a 60-year-old woman, but my blood work showed that my hormones were a little bit low. So wanting to bring them up with a functional medicine doctor, but not using hormone replacement therapy, but doing it more naturally. So anyway, so so fasting. I know it's probably something that Brittany doesn't, but I do this intermittent fasting just kind of naturally because I'm not hungry in the morning. And then I just discovered this book. So anyway, so before it would be like, you're not going to tell me like when I can eat, like in my head, that whole like self-sabotage kind of thing. So I started doing it and it was like, I'm not going to put the restriction. I'm just going to see how I do as long as I want to go. And then if I want to eat, I'll eat. So I did it. And it was nice not having that saboteur say like, oh, you know what? Like, let's just have a little now or whatever. It was just easy and natural. And I've done a lot of anger work. I think there's some more to do, but that was a win because I was never in the right mindset and I'm wanting to just do it for health reasons. So in the past, absolutely, it would have been for losing weight, not where I'm at now. Like if that's, I lose some more, that's fine. But it's about autophagy. It's about living to be 100 years old because that's my goal, because that's what I'm calling in a healthy way.
Brilliant. Yeah, I love that. I love that. That's a really good, like all of those reasons there are really good reasons to do anything other than weight loss. So have you done the resistance to exercise module, or has anybody done it yet?
No, I haven't. I do exercise. I really don't have resistance to exercise. I love it. I do like, easy body movements and stretching and rebounding and walking. Yeah.
Great.
So,
well, just part of that exercise or part of that technique was to write down all of the reasons why you love exercise that don't include weight loss.
Oh,
so that could be a good exercise to you to do for the fasting, like all the reasons why you love to do it that don't have the weight loss. So then when you go to do something, then it's not like the subconscious weight loss blockers don't come into the factor of you making decisions.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
And then I do have a question, but I can wait till later if.
No, go for it now.
Okay. So as much, I've made a lot of progress with the whole self-sabotage, but there's still some there because I've done a lot of anger work. And so so I guess I wonder if, like, in the summer I was good. I started this back in like April, May, and then it was like in the spring, summer, good. And like now that it's like winter, like, does some of this come up, or is it just it's always some sort of like emotional eating thing? And I did have, so and I, like I was feeling good. And then there was this upset with my husband, which we don't normally have anymore. Like, we know how to handle that, but we didn't this time. And I noticed I was eating, and so it was a binge, eating my emotions. And I really, like, even though like intellectually I know, like the next day or even like that night, I was like, yeah, feeling full and disgusted. And I'm like, yeah, I was numb. Like, I couldn't really cry. I'm like, I really got to see that that's what it does, what I've done. I've literally just numbed my emotions.
Mhm.
And then like I couldn't really even cry. And then the next day when, I had a conversation with my husband, I was crying and letting him know how I felt. Like it's a very adult, like we are these days, like we handle it very
Yeah.
maturely.
Mm.
And so it was, that's, you don't want to feel it, but it's better. Yes, because then that's the healing.
Yes.
And then I also want like, so I've heard like Brittany say, like when you're going to the next level, like next level, next devil. So when does that finally go away? Like, what, really?
I'd love to tell you. It just goes away after. You just have to do this certain tapping technique and then it goes away forever. I think life is always going to happen, is my answer. And like, I think the more like the people that I like, mentors that I've had throughout the year, they're always going through something. Maybe not always like a huge like crisis, but they're working on something,
And then the whole freaking eating thing comes up again.
Not necessarily the eating thing. So once that, like, less and less. Okay. So for me, like food was my first thing and I'd go for it. Now I don't really go for the food. And now I might sit there and have a good cry, but I'm not saying that like new level, new devil, like the devil that was just going to be there waiting, So, and there's other, like, I noticed that I go, oh, wow, I could really like go for this food right now. But then I kind of stop myself in the moment. Yeah. And so it gets easier with like being able to manage your emotions and feeling the emotions and doing what you did, which was like, crying to your husband and being honest with yourself with the emotion and feeling it, which is great. That's not, you're not running away from it when you're crying. But I think that things are always going to pop up. Like life is just life.
Yeah. No, and I know that too.
I don't think anybody's quite immune to. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Thank you, Kim.
Yeah. And sometimes you're like, oh gosh, when does it end? But
yeah.
I think, for me, after doing this course, it was like there was a stark difference in my ability to handle a stressful situation. And then even I went back to Australia over Christmas and New Year's, and that was usually my time to go, like, to either freak out or not really be that happy around my family or just use food in a wrong way. But I was totally fine. Like, it was just such a great experience not having to, revolve around food. Freeing. Yeah. Oh, that's sweet. Let's look at those hearts. You're good. Anyone else like to share some wins? Jennifer, yes, right.
So I've only been doing this for like 3 or 4 weeks. And I can tell that there are things that have shifted. Like, I still have the container of gluten-free shortbread in my cabinet that I used for like the very first tap-along with her free tap-along thing. So I can tell that there are some things where I am shifting and I am making progress. But then there's still that saboteur and sorry. Like, I was doing really well. And then today I wasn't even, it was more out of, it wasn't like lots of, I'm sad, therefore I eat. It was, I'm at work, there's a lot to do, therefore I eat. And I keep going back, and I work from home. And so it's like, it's really easy to head back to that kitchen and just grab something. And I knew, so like, what do I do? So that was a really tiny win. And then like the big question of like, what do I need to focus on? Because I'm trying to be, I'm not keeping up with like, each week, because there's just a lot to watch, and I am not comfortable working on any of this when I have family home, because I'm both self-conscious, so I know I'm not really focusing the way I should when I'm tapping, and I get distracted because I have a kid that comes says, "Hey, can I do this?" or whatever. So but I am trying to carve out time. I guess just what do I need to shift out of the second week, which is, I think, the self-sabotage week, and move in and go and focus more on the emotional eating? Or do I need to go back to the self-sabotage? Or
Which one did you say, the second week?
wine? I think so.
Which one are you up to? Because the self-sabotage is much further on. I think the second one, that's the cravings. Or are you in the Thrive program, or?
Nope, I'm just in the 6-week.
Okay, so that might be different.
Let me
one.
go. I'm gonna bring it up so I can.
Either way, I'd concentrate
It's the
on the
supercharge your willpower. So yeah, it's more about self-sabotage in module 2 for the 6 week.
Okay. Yep. So I'd focus on the push the food away technique, which is emotional eating.
Okay.
Do that. Have you done that for 50% of the time that you eat emotionally? Have you done that one?
Probably not.
That's okay. Yeah, and also like give yourself like some compassion and grace. This program is very intense. It brings up a lot of stuff. You've been on all of the ones that I've been on the tapping circles. You've been here. I know that you're doing the work. It just sometimes takes a little bit. Like if nothing happens quite soon, like nobody here or results, scale results so quickly. Okay. So that's, just focusing on the little things that you are doing, feeling your feelings. I see you doing the work every time that you're on these calls. So, and sometimes, I mean, to be able to push the food away in the moment is challenging. So if you can't do it in the moment, just do it after you've done it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
You're doing well. You are. Yeah. And that's the reason why we get everybody to share a win. We talk about share your wins first, because that's the normal part of the brain that just wants to focus on what we're not doing. Oh, I'm behind, or I'm not doing this, or this is the things that aren't going well, because that's what we train ourselves to focus on. But now we're just training ourselves to focus on the things that are going well, the things that you are doing. Because that's an old way of thinking that, like, I need to earn my love, or like that old way of like, I'm not, trying to do something better and better. Whereas like what you have been doing is great.
And I will say, like, it has been marvelous and amazing to see like what comes up when I do, when I am tapping along with whatever, and to like, I've been taking notes to sort of keep track of, what are the things, what are the echoes that I find myself following, or, what do I deal with in this fashion or that fashion. And it's been really cool. I mean, I told my husband, I was like, it's kind of like therapy.
Right, it is. There you go. Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. But yeah, you're right. There's also I want it to get lots better, lots faster. And so I gotta reprioritize my focus and just know that it didn't get here overnight. So it's not going to get fixed overnight either.
And you've had some great ahas in there. Really good.
Yeah.
Good realization.
Thanks, Kim.
Good work. Yeah, you're so welcome. Mm-hmm.
I'll share, because sharing about intermittent fasting and stuff, I just shared the other night on Monday about doing keto, and how that was part of what I started doing to try to take my health, you know, to another level. And what I realize right now is I'm automatically doing that. And I noticed, I mean, when Sherry said it, it's like in the last several weeks, like I've noticed that it's a natural thing that has been happening for me. So I want to celebrate that because it was something that I always struggled with before. It was like, oh my God, you know, like the thought of like, oh, I have to eat, of wanting to distract myself to be able to do that. And now it's just like, oh, it's time to eat. And whoop, and I, you know, and just like noticing like, whoa, I ate last night at 8 o'clock and now it's like 1 and I didn't, you know what I mean? And it's like, oh my gosh. So, not even trying to do anything again, and it's with tapping and that the miraculous things that are just happening. So Jennifer, I just like happen naturally, like just give yourself grace and just keep showing up and doing you. Cause you are inspirational to me, and being on here and seeing people do their work just, it encourages me, you know, to keep doing my thing too. So yeah. And
Thanks.
Sherry and I always seem to kind of be connected on our stuff. So it's kind of funny. So yeah.
Good. Thank you for sharing that, Cheryl. Good job. Nicole, hi there.
Well, I can share too. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, welcome.
Okay, so I can identify with Jennifer a lot. I've only been doing it for maybe a month or so, but I feel like I'm used to doing Weight Watchers where you have a plan and you know if you're off or on, and I feel like this is more open-ended, and so I feel a lot of differences within myself, like my stress levels down, and a lot of things have come up that I didn't realize would come up, so that's kind of been surprising, like Jennifer mentioned. But I don't see it in the weight loss. So I always am like, okay, am I doing this right? Because I don't know that I'm measuring it right. You know what I mean? Like I don't know that I do it for these calls and I do it for that, but I don't just like every meal I don't do the tapping and I don't do it you know, I just do it when for like these things. And I feel like, is that right? And then that's gonna lead to, it's gonna help all along, but I just haven't seen any weight loss. And so then I start to wonder, like, okay, am I still doing too much portions, you know, for a meal? Am I still eating too much, even though I'm making subtle changes to it, but it's not drastic. So, and
Yeah.
I feel like I've made enough changes that I should see some change, but it's just not happening. So,
Yeah, when we're looking at, sometimes at the start also, we look for the non-scale wins. So feeling more peace around an issue. Did you do the 300 belief questionnaire when you first started? Yeah, that one's a great one. You're feeling a little bit like frustrated, things aren't going well. Go back and that's redo. You don't have to redo the whole thing, but maybe look at a section that rated high for you and go back and do that section again. It's like, oh, actually, so some of the questions like, you know, I'll never be able to get over, insert that thing, that person that hurt me. And then after, you know, a few tapping sessions, like actually, like I really worked through that and I'm looking at getting over it. It doesn't, like, I mean, the weight loss, that doesn't happen instantly. There's a lot of stuff we're kind of digging into your subconscious right now. So are you doing the Thrive program or the 6-week?
the 6-week one.
Okay. Yeah. So, and even after the 6 weeks are finished, there's still some, like, I would go back and do some of the echo tapping again. I go back and do some of the cravings if you've gotten down all of your cravings. There's just a lot. I mean, when we're working with something like weight loss and our subconscious, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of different aspects and different things that it could be. But I mean, if you try to do something like reducing, you know, portion control, something like that, one technique that you could do if you feel like, you know, like you've reduced your meal, and then if you afterward you're like, okay, well, I still want more, then you do the push the food away. If you know that you're already like satiated, like physically, but your emotions, your mind wants more, then you could push the food away and follow that back in time. What's some wins? So Nicole, tell me some wins.
I would say that I'm less stressed, which I think was my main reason for eating. And so I feel like this is a big stress reliever, and I can feel the difference
Mm.
in how I respond and how I think about things. So, which helps me be able to feel like, well, if I'm not so stressed, I can handle not eating as much. You know what I mean? Because I just did it for the stress. So now I'm like, well, I can handle it better, so I don't need it. I don't crave it as much or need it as bad. Or I can pick a healthier choice because I'm not like, oh my gosh, I just can't deal with everything. So that I think has helped tremendously. And I like how we talk about these types of issues when you don't get that in other programs. And I know Brittany says that a lot. And I think that's very true. You can sit in a Weight Watchers meeting forever and they just tell you meal plans and all this stuff, but you never get to the emotional core of things. And I like that because I've been there where it's like, well, I've lost some weight. Why don't I ever get to the next level? And so I'm like, I know there's blockers, but I don't know what they are. So this is helping a lot with that. So, but then I just can't lose any weight to get to the point where I need to self-sabotage because I'm like, I am not even there yet. So,
Yeah.
well, I guess you can do it on any time, but usually when you feel the stress of like, oh no, people notice or things like that is when you don't like it, then that's when you feel the need to be like, oh, I don't like that feeling. And I think that this is addressing a lot of that. So I'm hoping if I ever get to that point again, that I'd be like okay with it, or more okay with it. So,
Totally. Yes.
yeah.
You're doing a lot of work. I mean, this way, if like getting through a month of that program is a lot. Like there's a lot of, and I'm sure you've uncovered many aha moments in that. And if you're experiencing less stress, you're doing it right for sure.
Yeah.
Because our body, if our nervous system's all overwhelmed and if we're stressed out, that's when we hold on to a lot of weight. Great to hear from you, Nicole. Who else would like to share? Starting off with the win and then just letting us know what's coming up for you.
I had a question that Jennifer mentioned a while ago about echo tapping, and maybe I haven't found this information or it's been said and I haven't heard it, but is it, what does echo tapping mean? What is the echo part?
That's like the younger version of ourselves.
Okay, that's what when she
Yeah.
said that, it dawned on me, and I've wondered like so many times. And when she said it, I was like, "Oh, is it? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like the echo, we would call that. Like the echo is your 7-year-old, 6-year-old, 14-year-old, etc.
That makes me even more excited about like finding things, because it's like I have my little girl from all of those ages has plenty to say and to get out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's ready. Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Okay, thanks.
Esther. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a question. There's the morning video, and then there's the listen to this very calming, fun thing whenever, and then there's an evening video. Are you supposed to tap with those?
Are you talking about the Mind movie?
Maybe.
Yes, everything that you can do is supercharged when you tap. Okay, so I don't think it says it on there. So technically you don't need to, but even if you're doing, like, if you're finding it's really hard to like meditate, sometimes there's tapping or like doing the secret tapping points on the finger. I might do that just to calm myself down. Have you seen those
I
ones?
haven't gotten that yet. No, I haven't gotten to that.
The nail bed. You're tapping with that and you can do it with one hand.
Is it, I've been confused. Is it like tapping here or is it tapping here? Is it on the side or on the cuticle?
There's a few different EFT practitioners. Brittany teaches the nail bed like that.
So like on top of the cuticle?
YouTube, you've got people doing that, they're just meridian endpoints, okay? It's all going to work. Yeah.
So don't get caught up in too much precision.
No. You're gonna.
That's one of my bugaboos. Okay, thank you. Sorry for interrupting, Esther.
So I would do it. I would do it, Esther, but don't like if you Sometimes there's this, it gets to a point sometimes at the end of the tapping sessions that I do that people get too tired to tap. They're like, oh, like their land. So sometimes I'll say, okay, don't tap and just imagine someone's tapping on you. For someone like, yeah, who is unable to lift their hand up for that long. So you can imagine somebody's tapping on you, but I would do it. If you're able to tap during those times, do it. Anytime that, even sometimes I'm sitting here thinking I'll do this, or if I'm like on my computer, I'll just do this, and it helps to like release, helps to like let that big sigh, that exhale. Sometimes I just feel like that it's just nice, and it's like kind of like fidgeting, but you're relaxing yourself at the same time. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. What's a win, Esther? Love to hear.
Well, I think I shared earlier, the win for me is that I've gone past that depression, I don't do anything phase, because I was stuck in there for quite a while. And actually after that anger session where you led us through writing and tapping and releasing, I mean, that kind of opened the door to getting back to doing the things I needed to do. I mean, it wasn't like I couldn't do anything, but there were days when I did very little, and I've got lots I want to do. So it's like, why am I just sitting here reading a book? Okay. And then I read that, there's different stages in grief, and right before acceptance was depression. And I thought, yeah, that might be it. But yeah, no, there's a lot of anger I need to work out too. Absolutely, positively. Because when you get to be 76, you have a lot of things that have happened. And the little girl is a long way ago. So I went back on my pictures and I'm finding all the little pictures of me when I was a little girl to help me remember her. So that's it.
Brilliant. Brilliant. I love that. Good job. Cheryl, are you able to speak? It's okay if you're not.
Yes, I'm sorry. My camera doesn't work. So one win for me, I'm going kind of slow with it, but one win for me is that I'm just not, craving the foods. So I've done several of the tappings on cravings with Brittany now. Seems like every video I click on is that one with the ball of light. So I've just done it 2 or 3 times, and I'm making a list of the foods, and it's really remarkable how much it works. So Coca-Cola was a big one for me. Tortilla chips, shredded wheat, things like that. So I've tapped on those, and I don't really desire to go and shove, a whole box in my face anymore. So that's a big win for me.
Brilliant. That's great. Good job, Cheryl. Wonderful. I have a script about self-forgiveness. Would you like to do that?
Yes, I would.
Okay, great.
Agreed.
So, I'm not sure how let's just get into it instead of rating rating forgiveness. So just everybody close down their eyes. You can just start tapping on the karate chop point. Just close down your eyes. It's going to take 3 slow, deep breaths together. So inhaling through the nose and pause at the top for a moment. When you're ready, exhale slowly and fully out your mouth. Twice more like that. Deep inhale through the nose and pause for a moment. Exhale slowly out your mouth. As you do, relaxing your shoulders down, relaxing any tension in your forehead, your jaw. And just the last one, just doing that in your own time, your own pace. Slowly. Now just allow your breath to come back to its natural rhythm. Keep tapping on the karate chop point. Even though I have a hard time letting go of the past, I choose to love, forgive, and accept myself anyway. Even though I have been through so much in my life, and some of it's been really unfair, I choose to accept myself and these feelings completely. Even though the past has caused me so much pain, hurt, and sadness, I choose to love, forgive, and accept myself anyway. Take a deep breath, start tapping through the points. I have this story and I've held on to it for a really long time. This story has caused me so much pain, so much hurt, so much sadness. I refuse to let any of it go because what happened changed me. And it's really hard to let it go. I don't want to release it. A part of me is really afraid to let it go. I've experienced so much in my life. And part of me wants to prove that it was so hard, that it was so unfair. Just tap at your own pace. All of this resistance to letting it go, all of these experiences, this resistance is holding me back. And I really want to move forward. All of these past experiences have caused me pain. And maybe I'm angry with myself. But this anger is stopping me from being free. I keep holding on to this anger. Anger with myself. Anger with those who have hurt me. It wasn't fair. It should not have happened. It wasn't right. I don't deserve any of it. I didn't deserve any of it. Take a deep breath, keep tapping. I know I've made mistakes. So many mistakes. Maybe I hurt others because I was hurting too. I was just trying to survive. I've even hurt myself. I've sabotaged myself. And that makes me feel really sad. I should have done better. But I didn't. If only I knew better. And now I hold onto all of these heavy memories. Holding onto these heavy, painful feelings. It's exhausting. It takes so much energy to carry all of these around. It's been so heavy on my mind, on my body, and on my life. Keep tapping, take another deep breath. It's even impacted those I love the most. I hate living like this. I really want to be free. I really want to be me again. I really want to release this pain and this heaviness once and for all. I know I deserve freedom from this. I know the people around me deserve freedom from this. I'm now ready to let go of the past. I choose to let go of these painful memories. These painful past memories that are holding me back. Releasing any resistance to letting it all go. I choose to compassionately release how unfair life has been. I choose to allow myself to be me again. Through forgiveness, I can set myself free. I can reclaim my power. I choose to feel calm and at ease now, regardless of what happened to me. I choose to lovingly forgive myself. Take a deep breath here. By my own free will, I choose to lovingly forgive myself. Keep your eyes closed. Tap really slowly. The tempo, tap really slowly here. By my own free will, I choose to lovingly forgive myself. Another deep breath. I choose to lovingly forgive myself for my past experiences. It is safe for me to let them go now. I'm all grown up and I have the right tools. I have support. I choose to be free of them now, so I can be free to be me again. I choose to compassionately let the past go. I can, and I choose to now forgive myself. Good. Just give yourself a hug and just tap each upper arm. Rock to the side, left or right. You can rock back and forward. Close your eyes. Let's take a moment here. Good job. You can stop tapping, but keep rocking and keep hugging yourself. Another slow, deep breath here. You can take some water and slowly come back. Good job. I'd love to hear how that was for everybody.
I
Right.
appreciated the process and the flow of the script. And I look forward to doing it again with the recording because as is often the case in the evenings, family's home. And so my husband decided to start playing the piano. And so I'm like, okay, bring the attention back to what needs to be happening. But even with that, I liked the gentleness and can I ask a question too?
Yes. Yeah.
The speed of tapping, I know you at one point encouraged us to just really slow it down. So what does that do? And what does how can we know for ourselves what times to tap? Because I find I go fast because I'm like, okay, are you getting this, Jennifer?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it sounds like there are times where it shouldn't just be that sort of drill it in. It needs to be slower. Can you help me understand
Yeah. I
what
mean,
that does?
when like the slower that you tap, the more that you're gonna feel more relaxed. It's like telling someone with having an anxiety attack or someone panicking, you tell them to take a slow breath. So then the breath is telling the body that there's no rush, that we're safe. So when we're like, and even when we're moving fast in the world, when we're doing things really fast and busy, this is like telling yourself that like you're going extra slow because you can take the time because there's no rush.
So it sounds like maybe it would be better to try to get in the
Always.
habit of
Yeah.
always going
Yeah.
like just sort of that
Yeah.
kind of pace.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you might have to, I have to, if I'm really fired up about something, I'm like I want to go fast, I want to go hard, but it's nice, and you don't have to go, you can soft, people like press also, you can press. So
Okay.
it's even gentler.
Cool. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Kim. I haven't
Welcome.
been feeling real good today, but I feel so much better now. So thank you.
Great. Yeah, I'm happy to hear that.
It was just really soothing and calming, and I feel like it kind of woke me up. Like didn't have like any major like release, which of course would be good, but it was just like calming and soothing, and I know it did some good healing. So thank
Yeah.
you.
Let me just check the time. We can do like a little bit of a have you done the havening exercise where you do this sweep? There's 4 movements. So just crisscrossing the shoulders, hands on the shoulders down to the elbows. That one, and then the forehead sweep to the ears. This is another relaxing one. Yeah. Cheek sweep into the ears. And then the last one it's just the forearm sweep. So I don't know if you can see that in the camera there. Or if you have a surface in front of you, like a desk, you can rest your elbows on there, just sweep from side to side. I'll cue you in when to swap.
Goosebumps doing that one. That's
Good.
cool.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. So Chris, we're going to start with the shoulders down to the elbows. Take a slow breath here. Close down your eyes. You're going to imagine that you are walking towards a beautiful healing waterfall. Enter into the water and head towards the waterfall. You can imagine that the temperature of the water is just perfect for you. Standing underneath the waterfall, now imagine that all residual tension, worry, or stress in your mind and body is completely released. You can send this water anywhere that needs it in your body. You can also trust in the fact that this water knows exactly where to go and exactly what you need. Take a deep breath and just do the forehead sweep, so the forehead towards the ears. Coming out of that water and just imagining that somebody that you love is there waiting for you with a beautiful fluffy robe. Placing this robe on and start to walk in the forest. Again, the temperature is just perfect for you. And taking in what you can see, seeing something far away in the distance, seeing something up close. Take a deep breath here and tuning into what you can smell in the forest. How do you know that you're in the forest? Just by what you can smell. Doing the cheek sweep, so the cheek to the ears. And tuning into all the intricate sounds of the forest. Maybe you hear something far, far away in the distance. What are the sounds up close? Tuning into the sounds inside of your own body. Can you hear your heartbeat? Find a clean stream of water, cup your hands and tasting the water. Now doing the forearm sweep, take another deep breath here. And tuning in to what you can feel. The earth underneath your feet. Breeze against your skin. Reaching forward and touching something. Feel the texture, warmth. I'm going to take 20 slow, deliberate steps together. Stepping out 1, 2, 3. Keep tuning into what you can see. 4, 5, 6, 7. Take a deep, slow breath. 8, 9. Tuning into what you can feel. 10, 11, what you can smell. 12, 13, 14, what can you hear? 15, 16, taste. 17, 18, 19, and 20. Just relaxing your hands down. Take a deep, slow breath here. Slowly open your eyes. Take your eyes as far as they go to one side without straining. Keep blinking. Take a deep breath. Come back through center and take your eyes to the other side. As far as they go without straining. Continue blinking and breathing. Good job coming back. Well done, everybody. That's a good one to do before bed. And if you forget the movements, just do whatever movements that you can remember. I kind of like that one. That's a nice one to do in bed. Good. Okay, that's the end of the call. Well done, everybody. Anyone have any last shares? Just time for one or two.
Okay, were those some acupressure points too? The way, like the forehead?
Yeah, I mean, that's around some of the EFT points there and there, and then underneath there and there. Yeah.
And then what about like?
Those ones are called, it's called havening, self-havening.
Oh,
I mean, I think there's also a lot to be said, you know, when a mother would be like rubbing at the baby's back, like it's kind of like, it feels like you're really held there and you're just giving, yes, that's it. Havening or self-havening.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Good. Yeah, you're welcome. Good. All right. Well, enjoy everybody the rest of your evening. I hope you sleep really well tonight. And I'll see you on the next call. Yeah. Put any other wins that you have into the Facebook group. Love to hear from you. Yeah. Bye-bye. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.